Okay, and I'm back. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. TCG here. I think I'm doing this correctly. Not sure. I'm gonna have to just get my channel up and going. We do have a picture, which is good. We don't have a picture. That's not showing. On my thing, it's not showing. Oh, hang on. Now it's showing. Sounds and looks good. It's not even showing. Right, I think that's showing now. Where is it? Why is it not showing on there? Yeah. It should just come up in a second. Because I had it set. There we go. There we go. So here we are. We're back on Railroads Online. And I'm torn. Do I load this up quickly before we do the tour? What do you think? Do I load this quick? It's 3 of these per car, and I've got I've got 6 more to do. Let me fill this up. Let's just open this up because I like it all opened up. You need some more wood. So throw that in there for a second. Pull forward. There's Big Chew. Pull forward. A bit more yet. And that might do us. So these won't take long to load up at all. It takes longer to move the train than it does to load the 2 cars up at a time. If I get it right. There we go, that's 1 down. Yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 1 more each. And we're halfway through. There we go. Move forward. There we go, we'll just pull this forward to about there, I think. The only thing is, you get further and further away each time you pull forward. It takes a little bit longer to load, but it's fine. There's only, like I say, this won't take 2 minutes. It's better than the other wood. That wood sells for more. This is quicker to load. There's half as many on the truck, you see. So that's why it's quicker to load. So how I've got it set, right, you can run 2 trains on here, and the only time they're ever going to meet is at this particular platform. Really. There's a crossroads we have to go on. But I'll be going straight over, and this hasn't changed. This here hasn't changed. This layout bit around here hasn't changed. For the moment, I've got to get the smelter line to come in. I've got to figure out how all that works and what I need for that. But at the moment, I'm quite enjoying driving this route. Right, hang on, stop that. I think there. Let's have a look. This looks okay to me. So basically, if this was multiplayer and there's another person playing and driving my other train, they would probably catch me up at some point here. And it just means they would have to wait while I load it up, which is good because it could help. Ah, Right, okay, that's good. Let's just pull forward then. Let's put 2 on one thingy then. Otherwise it will disappear and we don't get the money for it. So we need to pull forward a bit more. Just a tad more, I think. I've still got what they call Betsy's Hill. That's still a thing. We still got that. But we don't use Betsy's Hill. I don't personally, but I know David likes it, so that's why I keep it in. It's good if Betsy needs to run to the sale point with extra logs, she can do. For extra money, without having to come here first. Because to get to the sale point from the lumber mill this way, you have to come round here, along this line, and the way we're going. So that's that loaded up. So this is from here on in, our new route. Oh, hang on, let me just fill the logs up. Put 7 in this one, if I actually bother to get it in the hole. Right. Always do too many, because I always miss. Right. So if we go off to the right here, that will take us to the lumber mill, where we get these logs from here. Don't want that, so we're not going to go that way. Now this line and this line here on the right, so this one here on the right going off to the right and this one coming from the right, they used to meet at the top of the hill up there. They don't anymore. They're 2 separate lines. They're a loop, just like this one's a loop. This line used to go up there through the trees and join Betsy's Hill and then come back this way, and it was really dicey. I've took out the lanes here as well, but it was really dicey and not worth it with all the cars. Have I got everyone? Oh no, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, I've got 4. And this line, when I did it originally, joined here, so there was a point here, or a switch track here, right where we are now. And I have to keep swapping it every time I come around the corner, so I didn't want to do that. Hang on. So now if you were running 2 trains, you're never going to need to, you only ever meet back at the sawmill. You can have one come in and one go in, which is cool. It could go a little bit quicker, I suppose. It's a bit janky because I think it's live streaming, so it's a little bit, the frame rates are a bit odd. Sorry if that noise has got a bit loud. It's quite loud at my end. I can turn it down at my end. So that can chug along here quite nicely. This line is going to join the original line that went to the lumber mill from the sell point. As long as I keep the point set, the bottom end will always get to the trade point. This is the old line, this is the original line. I changed it a bit at the bottom of Betsy's Hill to give it less of a sharp turn. So if you were on Dino and we were running to and from the sawmill, we could have David running to and from the lumber mill. We could have 3 trains on this track and it's pretty cool. Now I know I haven't switched these points, so I don't need to worry. So we're coming up on the sell point, so I'll just slow this down just a tad. Quite a sharp corner. Again, there's the old track there, and that's the old line up there that would loop round. I've done 80 hours on this game. There's 80 hours put into this game. So yeah, you could say it's a lot of work. But I've done it so the bigger trains can run, which is nice. See, there's the old track, there's the old wood yard over there. So let's pull up here a little bit. If you get it just right, you can get all 8 of these cars to be hitting on the So if I bring that up, I've got $5,384 at the moment. If I get that right, that should go up. Yeah, it does. There we go. So I managed to get all the cars to... The camera's nodding because it's how you activate the unload function. So there we go. That's all of those unloaded. Now, this train, all this does now is go back to where we just came from to reload for more lumber and more wood at the very moment. But it's not doing that today. We're going to go back, and we're going to go back round the loop, and we're going to head up to the lumber yard. I'm not going to load anything. I'm just going to show you how that route works. So we'll take the brake off, and we'll go up that way. Hopefully this train won't fall off. I haven't tried it with this big train, but it should be okay. It's a little bit dicey in places, but we'll go through the yard. There's an old line there. We're going to cut through the old line. The turnaround loop up here is a little bit dodgy. When this train is fully loaded, it can't make the turn because the grade's too sharp, and you lose. It always derails. It always uncouples when you've got wood on it. So that's the old line going down there. I've got to delete that. There's the old line there. We got a little bit further round. We could have gone a bit earlier, but you'll see why we didn't in a moment. So around here is really dicey. I'm gonna cut some of these trees back so I can see what's going on. But you go too fast, you lose them. You go too slow, you can lose them. But we have a bit of an incline just here, and it's a really dodgy corner. We're losing power, so just give it a little bit more. Let's get up the hill. Come on, you can do it, sweetie. As you can see, she's not really liking that. She's doing it, but she doesn't like it. And if you're a bit too keen, you can lose them cars at the top of the hill. So you have to watch 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go with we've got them all. And then we come down here and we got the shunt yard. Look at that, it was cool, wasn't it? I think I got all my rolling stock with me. We've got 5 lanes here. So we have 2 lanes that are live for the trains to pass through, and 3 lanes where we can swap out the rolling stock. So we have the smaller train here. Betsy's up there at the top right. So this is my lumber train. If I want to go and do lumber run, we've got it there. Lumber will be dropped off at the firewood pick up there. I need to do that at some point, replenish that. But this is all set because I've been running it on my own. So it should take us back round, no problems. It's going through a bit janky, isn't it? I don't know why. And that's the original start point up there. That's my original build. It's awful. That is awful. I'm going to have to take it all away at some point and do it again properly. It's not good. So we come around here, and these 2 tracks don't meet like they used to just here. I've taken that away. So we don't have to keep stopping the train. So as it stands, I don't have to change the points. When I'm running solo in this game, if I'm doing sawmill to sell point, I don't need to change any of the points. If I'm running lumberyard to sawmill, I only have to change the points once, just so I'm going the right direction. 2 points one time, just so I'm going in the right direction. Done a good job. Oh, cheers, Dino. Thank you. It's I literally, you could spend hours getting it more neat, like you would love it. But I just lay down the foundations and bump, put the tracks down. But this train won't go on Betsy's Hill ever again. I can show Betsy's Hill another time. But I love how these bogies are so synchronised that the wheels fall off the track. When people run longer trains with this train, I know it can do at least this lot again, but I don't want to push my luck, and I always find it's quite handy because you can see the end of the train, so when you're loading you know how much you've done. So I think 8 for me is a good number. From a personal standpoint, it's a good number to have. You can have more or less, it doesn't really matter, as long as the train can pull them. I'll go nice and steady because I don't like to rush. And here we go, this is the old switch here, and the switch went straight on and joined down here. Change that. Obviously when I'm coming back from other places there might have to be a switch point here, so this might need changing again at some point. There'll be a switch point along here somewhere so I can go from the smelter. So I've got to work out how the other industries work. I haven't looked into it. I'm trying not to watch other people's videos, but it's tempting. So the other switch is just here, that's ready for us. So when we come back I'll have to flip that so I can go around the loop to go back out again. So that is the lumber run from sawmill to sell point. That is how we do that. So when we come around here, we'll swing around and we'll head off up to the sawmill, up to the lumber yard, sorry. I'm going to cut these trees back, I think. So this is where we were just loading up. I'm quite proud of this next bit of layout. I really like it. Let's just jump out and change these points. People do this manually in first person. I run in front of the train to change the points. I am not that good. So this corner's a little bit tight for this train, but it does do it. It's done it before. You just have to be careful with it, or you know what, while we're here, let's just refill the firebox. Right, that'll be enough, yeah. Break off. Let's give it 17, let's give it about 20%, 20, about 20% that'll do. So now, we're going to head off to the right and we're going to go on the new line up to the lumber yard, and then we'll come back on a, sorry, this is the edited line, and then we'll come back on a new line which is going to go across the crossroads to the thing. So this is the only place where the two trains could crash if you run in both, but obviously you communicate with each other, then you have to swap the points so you know where you're going. So there's only 2 sets of points now I need to change instead of 4. So let's give her a bit more up the hill. That's really tight around there. I've done it that way because you're not going to want to be on this line loaded, so it shouldn't break off. And now if you look here, the switch point used to be along here. Not there anymore. Look at this. This is really janky. I might come back and redo this one. But yeah, we'll go nice and steady, there's no rush. I've also edited the corner up at the lumber yard so it's not so tight. Let's just lay off the speed. I don't want to lose my carriages. A little bit of brake on. Because there is little kinks in the line, sometimes you can break the connections. So it's always best just to still go steady, even if you've got a really, really smart layout. So coming up is the original turnaround loop that I had up here. I had a switch or a point here, so you could loop round and rejoin the same line. Again, if you're running two trains of similar size, you could run backwards and forwards for ages doing this, and you wouldn't ever bump into each other because you wouldn't need to. So about 36% of the power here to get up the hill. My grades are not realistic at all. They're just there to get the job done. So we're going this way. Excuse me. A bit more power on that. The little train takes 47% to go over there. About the same for the big one. Let's put on 25% for now. Love the bridge, it's great. I might take this tree out at some point. I think that might need a bit more. Yeah, we'll put that back up to that 47. This had a bump in it, so I smoothed that out. Relayed the track here. And then I took a wider turn here to go to the lumber yard. I've got very rough plans of how I'm going to get the cordwood track started. I'll show you that when we pull up. Subject to change because it's going to need to, because there's no way you can run trains on the track. But you'll get an idea. Let's just slow this down now we're up here. Don't need to be going too quick. We've still got all the cars, I do believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. Here we are back at the lumber yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll just stop about here, just for a second. So here is the old turnaround loop. Just here. This is the old turnaround loop. It's no longer connected. It's not needed. This was a turnaround loop when I just did the lumber yard to sell point. It's going to be taken up at some point. But I like to leave it in just to remind me of how bad I was at laying track and how bad I continue to be. This is the cordwood track. This is going to be needed for the smelter, so I need to pick up here. So I've started here, and I've done a clever thing because I've left a lumber yard, a firewood station here, so I can restock that as well for this train and that train over there. Now these two tracks are joined, not the best. See what I mean? Yeah, that's never going to hold a train. Never. But I wanted to get over here. This is a nothing. This is a nothing line at the moment. So I could join these two tracks together, and then I'm going to have a loop that goes all the way around, back round here, and then it will go off to the right, go across the sawmill, which is I've got a really cool idea of how I want to do that, to the smelter, which is here you go. Hang on, I can't. For some reason, it's not letting me use my cursor. Hang on. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Oh no, I can't get back in the game. Why can't I get back in the game? No, I can. Ah, thank God. So it's not letting me use the cursor, but basically, I'm going from the logging camp. So we start at the freight depot. We go. Sorry, we start at the logging camp. Logging camp goes to sawmill, circle around the sawmill, come back to freight depot. Circle around that, back to sawmill, and so forth. I've got to go through the valley to get to the smelter, but the smelter also requires iron ore. So, yeah. And eventually, you go from the iron ore mine to the iron works to the freight depot. So there's loads of stuff I've still got to connect. I've already done that one bit, and I'm 80 hours in. So, yeah, it's a heck of a game. It really is. I don't know if Dino's still watching, or he's busy with the kids. But then, this is the brand new, this is the latest bit of line that I've done. I think this was the latest one. No, I did the other line first. I did this one after. Right. So if you pull away from here, it's downhill quite a bit, which is a little bit annoying. But if we went straight on here, if we went to the right here, that's Betsy's Hill. Nice and slow, we don't need to go fast. So we'll just let that roll. We'll put a little bit of brake on because I'm not quite sure how this is going to handle the turning. So going off to the left, this is our switchback back to the sawmill. So we load up our lumber and we come back this way. If we want to sell our lumber, we go to the right. I'm going to change that because that's awful, that corner. But this took some doing. It took me a little while to get this right. Quite proud of it. I like using the brickwork. I think the brickwork looks really good. The track smooths out as well. It looks rougher than it actually is. So if I let the brake off, we can get a bit more speed on. Here we go. Around we come. Okay, it's quite tight still, but for the smaller trains it's not a problem. The Betsy 2, as it were. We'll have no problems getting through here. In fact, David has tested this line for me and he loves it. So, yeah. Here we are, we join back with that other line. And round we go. That is my line so far, which is good because when I finish this stream I'm going to be at the sawmill ready to pick up more when I play offline for a bit. But I'm torn whether or not to live stream when I'm putting track down, because I get nervous that people get impatient or get bored because it's not done straight away, you know. Be a bit more power on this hill. Should run okay, reasonably straight, so there's no reason why we can't go full tilt. Off that, put the brake on because we are going downhill, so I don't want to go flying. I don't want to lose my train. This is quite a tight curve. Oh, there we go, they've come off. Ah, look. Oh, nuts. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to I'll just re-rail it all, it's fine, I'll just pull forward. I'll just finish this off and then I won't save that. Save me having to re-rail it all. But basically I need to just change these points here and over there. And we are good to go. Back to the line. See? If you want to sell wood and you've come this way and you realise this is actually full, because there's numbers on it. You see? We're only a third in. It says there, logs, 32 or 100. Then you would have to circle round and go out that way. So, hope you liked it, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna not save this game. Don't need to. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you in the next one. I'm gonna hang on longer before I cut the audio off, just because apparently I cut myself off. So, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.